All right, guys, we're gonna start with our eyes. I always do my eyes first, you guys know that. I am super excited to try this. This is the Deck of Scarlet edition number 6 with Nakia Joy palette. I'm really excited. I've seen this, I'm ready to try it. So what this is this is an every other month subscription to this eyeshadow palette. It actually came with an eyeliner too. I'll grab that in a second. But you get 2 lipsticks, 3 eyeshadows, a blush, and a highlight. I lightly swatched this. We'll see. I'm excited to rub this all over my face. I'm really excited to try this. It seems pretty legit. I do want to try it. I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion. You guys know. So let's just start diving in on it. I already have my eyes primed. So I know that you can get the other palettes. There'll be different colors, so if you're not really vibing with this one, I know you can buy them separately for $44.95 if you see one that you liked. And I know if you're subscribed to them, you're gonna get a better price, so subscription, of course, is always the way to go. Because this is a really cool tone palette, and this isn't something I would normally gravitate to. So if we got some warm vibes going on, I'm gonna hit that up. But that being said, I always love to challenge myself, and cool tones are kind of challenging for me. So I'm gonna start with this shade here. It's called Space. And we're gonna pop this into our crease. I'm gonna use my Smith 232 brush. So I figured we would just do a light smoky eye. I'm not gonna do a super intense smoky eye, but I do wanna use all the shades. So far, I'm pretty impressed. These are pretty smooth. I'm not upset with it. It went exactly where I wanted it to go. I'm actually super nervous about these because I know with subscriptions, sometimes, you know, they're not all they've cracked up to be, but I'm liking that. That's really, really smooth. And I just use my Smith 232, and I'm just blending, and it's a nice, cool tone. And it's going exactly where I'm placing it. So I'm really vibing with this. I mean, do you see how smooth that is? I'm really, really happy about this. I was so nervous. This is making me feel so good. I'm so excited. I'm so glad this works because I really have seen these and I'm like, okay, we'll see. And I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. So I'm still just picking up the same shade called Space. And I'm always looking down into a mirror because we're not really going to, I'm not doing a cut crease, but I still want a little bit of definition. So it really helps to find your eye socket if you look down into the mirror. So for previous palettes, they've partnered with, of course, this month was Nakia Joy. They've done Sandra Deluxe, just to name a few. So I think it's pretty cool that they're partnering with people that already know makeup and love makeup. And I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm really vibing with this gray shade right now. I'm just sitting here blending, living my life. I like it. So now I'm gonna take this shade here called Gravity. It's got some like blue, it's like a very midnight blue. I'm vibing with that too. And I'm just gonna apply this on the outer part and into my crease just a touch. And I'm using a Smith 247 brush. It's a little more tapered. Fits in your crease really nicely. And I'm just going to blend this all together. All right, guys, so now I'm just taking a little bit of concealer and I'm taking my Laura Mercier Cream Eye Detail Brush. It's absolutely a lifesaver. And I'm actually using Tarte Shape Tape, but you can use any concealer. I just grabbed this one. And we're gonna carve us out a little bit of a lid space. And we might just put some light gray on this. We might lighten the gray with some white eyeshadow because I'm liking the vibes. It's kind of like old Hollywood, smoky, matte. I'm actually really impressed with the pigmentation on these shadows and how easily they blended. I'm giving it some stars right now. I haven't decided how many, but it's already got a couple. All right, guys, so I'm just taking whatever was left on my Smith 247 and I'm just going to melt this into the concealer. And I might grab a white eyeshadow just to kind of lightly brighten where we've carved out our lid. This is so pretty. I love stepping out of my comfort zone. I feel like a brand new lady right now with all these cool tones. I've considered myself a lady now. I'm not a girl anymore. Now my day is ruined. I'm gonna take a little touch of MAC Gesso, one of my favorite white eyeshadows, and I'm gonna use my MAC 228. And I'm just going to tap this where we put the concealer. We're not adding a whole lot of color. We're just kind of setting the concealer and just brightening up through here to add to our effect. Okay, so I'm using the eyeliner. It's in the shade Galaxy. I think I was a little confused. I think this is a gray eyeliner, because if it's not very dark. But I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be just like a stone gray color. I will say it's really easy to use. I like the applicator. But other than that, it's not very black. So, not sure if it's supposed to be black, but it's a nice product. It's nice in coverage. It's kind of going with the look, so I kind of like it, but it's not black. So I'm really loving these gray vibes. We're keeping it real gray. We are like chinchilla gray today. I want to tell you about this mascara. I really like it. It's from Elsie. It's called the Lashful. It's just actually Lashful mascara in black. I love the wand. Let me beauty blog for you real fast. I just like a beauty blogger. I just want to hold it up. Show you the wand. It's so good though. I just love everything about it. I love how it's tapered so it gets to smaller lashes. That's it. So I'm gonna tell you how much I love it. I really like Elsie. All right guys, I'm using my favorite primer. This is Philosophy, The Present. Love this primer. Ben says I'm moving around a whole lot. I feel super spicy today. I'm having a good time. Like my palette's working out. My skin is glowing. Life is just really good. It's really good right now. I'm spicy. Spicy. You guys! I'm trying a new foundation. I already have it on my cheek. I mixed it with my Murad Infusion Oil. This is the natural, I'm too excited to talk. Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. It says to shake well, which I did. Reading my directions. It's in the shade Valoris, medium 1.5. It seems to be matching the rest of the vibes here. Let me show you the oil I mixed in. I always want to show my oil. I live for this oil. The Murad Multivitamin Infusion Oil. Mixed 2 drops in here with my foundation. I mixed it on the back here, as you can see. I'm going to apply it with my Smith 115. I'm just going to pop it on my cheek. I'm going to do another stripe. I'm going to grab my Elsie blender. And you guys are constantly asking me, when is this going to be back in stock? I do not know, but hopefully soon. And I'm just going to work this into my skin. I always like to add my oil because it's going to turn my foundation into skincare. And you guys know I'm obsessed with skincare, so this is completely my first impression. First impression is it's not heavy in any way, but it has a lot of pigment in it, which I love in a foundation. And I also like to work in sections. And I know you guys are gonna wanna see how this goes on. So do I. I'm so excited. I've heard such good things about this foundation. I was a little nervous because Nars is always a little yellow, but they had like a really nice neutral shade for me. And I did a happy dance at Sephora. I really did. Same thing on this side, some more of the little stripes, and work them into the skin. So I'm just gonna keep going in sections and doing this, and then I'm actually gonna bring it down my neck. Always bring it down your neck. What do you think about the color, Ben?
Looks good on camera right now.
He likes it.
We'll see after the concealer.
He is such a little spice boy. Okay, so I'm just going to blend. I always use my brush on my forehead because I think it goes around my eyebrows easier than the blender, than any blender. Wow, it looks so good. It looks like my skin, but better. We definitely need some concealer. This gray is not doing anything for my complexion. And then I'm just gonna pick up whatever's left and kind of just go over the places I like extra coverage, like on my cheeks. So I'm not fully blended, so don't be thinking I'm trying to walk out the house like this. So we're not sure about the color, but we're trying out new stuff. This is the new MAC Studio Water Weight Concealer. I'm using the shade NC20. And here's the thing about MAC. I love everything but their skincare. I mean, their foundations and concealers. And I wanted to try this one and kind of give them, you know, the benefit of the doubt. I'm just gonna take whatever's left. But this color, and I know I would be NC20. They sent me a few other ones and this is the one that matched the best, but it's yellow. And doesn't NC mean cool? I always got that confused. So I want to look that up right now. But it is really light. I think it's working good with, it would be nice for creasing, like it won't crease. It doesn't feel like anything on the skin. Other than the color, I like it. I wish it was a little more neutral. In fact, I'm gonna grab my Urban Decay concealer. I'm gonna just tidy it up a little bit and get it working for me, because right now I feel like I'm a banana underneath my eyeball. Okay, so I didn't bring my Urban Decay in the shade I wanted, and I'm in full spice. So I just grabbed my Tarte Shape Tape in light medium honey. Is that the right shade? Yes, it is. And this is, it has a little bit more peach in it, so it's gonna help counteract any shadows. And it's just going to cancel out any of that yellow that was going on there. Like I said, I really like the consistency, but I'm not a banana in pajamas underneath my eyes. Let me tell you that, MAC. It's the one bone I have to pick with MAC. I cannot stand their concealer and foundation shades. Like, they do so good for so many ranges, but mine, the neutral, they're like, what's neutral? You're either pink or you're orange or you're yellow. That's all you get. So, Shape Tape concealer to save the day. Okay, so we're gonna use this powder today. This is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder for under eyes. I haven't used it in a minute, and I used it yesterday, and I liked it. So I'm gonna set underneath our eyes with this, and down the sides of the nose. And I'm just, notice I'm like pressing it into my skin, and definitely pressing it underneath my eye. And we'll bring it out to about right there and through here. That's the only place we're gonna put that. And I'm gonna grab another powder to set the rest of my face. One of the best face powders I've ever used in my entire makeup existence. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in number 2 medium. I just said that a second ago and Ben was like, good God, that's a long name. I can't remember it, so I'm just like, the Charlotte Tilbury powder. It's so good though. And I'm just going to press it into my face, and I'm using my Laura Mercier powder brush. And I recently found out these are made in the USA and they're cruelty free, and love them. They're one of my favorite brushes, these and the Altis. So I'm still trying to try out all of the new makeup. And this I actually love. I used this yesterday and I loved it. I've never used the concealer before, but I used this one time. This is a new powder from MAC. It's called the Studio Water Weight Powder / pressed. What is the name? Oh my Lord. Anyways, it's their water weight powder. It's really, really nice. They sent me the shade dark, and I'm like, you know what? Your girl can use this as a bronzer, and I haven't been mad. It's a choice I've been really happy with. So I'm using an Elsie F8 brush, and I'm just going to bronze up my skin. It actually reminds me a whole lot of MAC Give Me Sun, but it's a little less orange, which I really, really like on my skin tone. And it's just really working really nice for me. It's really, really smooth and light, and it melts back into the skin when I go over it with the blender really good. So all in all, I would like to try my shade. I might go find my shade in this powder because it's the first like really silky powder I've seen from MAC. And when I'm doing a bronze, I like the powder to be really silky. So I want to find my actual color in it. I'm excited, sticking to all the new stuff. I actually haven't used this one, but I've used the other ones, and this is the Jouer Blush Duo in Coquette. And I'm gonna use this one here. It's called Tease Me. Oh, they gotta see the front. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful, but I love Jouer, and Christina's amazing, and she's one of my favorite people ever. I follow her on Snapchat, and I'm like, look how pretty she is. What is she up to now? Look at the puppy dogs. Love Christina. So I might use both, but I'm mainly gonna use this one first. And I'm using a LTF7 to apply, and they're so smooth, and the colors are just like every blush you would ever want in your life. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the darker one, knock it off, and just go here. And it's just gonna be a really blushy year. I feel like blushes are going to be it. And here's a little trick to blush. I like to apply it here, across the nose, lightly. I haven't picked up any more, but anywhere the sun would naturally hit. And another trick to blush is that it's gonna feel a little intense. So if it does, this is Ben's favorite trick that I do. So just go over it with your blender, no product, and just melt it back into the skin. That way it actually looks like you're blushing and your blush isn't sitting on top of your skin, and it melts back in and actually just looks like you're blushing. Look. All right, we're gonna take the same gray shade that's in our crease, and I'm using a Dose of Colors pencil brush, and we're just gonna run this along the bottom lash line. Nothing too difficult here. It just always looks really nice when you kind of connect this to your wing and you just smoke it out. I'm telling you, this gray shade is actually a really hard shade to find, and I'm really loving it. Especially with how easy it goes on and how easily it blends. Like, I can't even stress, like, I was kind of afraid of this palette because sometimes I feel like it's hype and everyone's just hyping it up. Like, I want to use this palette again. You guys are going to see this on my live. All right, guys, I'm going to take my Laura Mercier, I don't even know what this is, cheek color brush, which I've never used it for, but I'm sure it'd be nice. But I really love it for dusting off powder because it's tapered and it's so soft and it won't move your makeup. So we're going to dust all of this off, and then we're going to spray our Slay All Day from Gerard Cosmetics. And I kind of just go back over and press the powder into my skin. And I'm even going to do this again, so I'm just going to grab my Slay All Day really fast. And I'm just going to spray this. This is in the scent Coconut. You can use my code ROSE for a discount on anything Gerard, actually. So I let that sink in, and that's going to help with our powders. And then a reason I don't ever get flashback is because I like to go, after this dries, I'll go back over and continue to press it into the skin. But for right now, we're going to spray that, and then I need some Fix Plus because I spray Fix Plus just through here to keep this really hydrated, and that's going to help with texture, and it's going to keep this super hydrated for when we apply our highlighter. The more hydrated this is, the brighter your highlight's going to be, the more hydrated the skin will be, and you won't have any texture. This is going to help. The Slay All Day is great for that, but this is just a little more moisturizing. But I only spray it through here. I don't like it anywhere else. Just hit it right there. Hit it right there. Done. Boom. All right, guys, I'm using MAC Gesso and a MAC 228, and this is going to be our inner corner highlight. Original. This is the original. I love the synthetic, but the synthetic's farther away. So, quick little thing, MAC switched to all synthetic. I believe it's all synthetic, but I know they came out with a MAC 228 that's synthetic, and this is the original, and I really do love the synthetic. I love it. It's farther away. This one was closer. So if you find the synthetic, get it. You're gonna love it. It's so good for detail work. But I'm just gonna pop this on, kind of connect it a little, make sure that this is all still real smooth. Yes! Instead of doing a shiny highlight, it's sometimes fun to do a matte white highlight. Very vintage. I'm so vintage right now. I am not being disappointed. I've never been so happy over something in my entire life. I'm using the shade Stardust here. Why are you laughing?
What am I, just chopped liver?
You know what? I can't highlight with you, so okay. I love highlighters. So I've already put on a little bit, and I wanted to make sure it was super smooth, and it's just going on so beautifully. I'm using a MAC 240S, is that right? Ooh, I'm learning it. This is my new favorite highlighter brush. And I'm just kind of hitting it pretty hard right here. And I like to take it a little here because when you smile, you're like, hey, that highlighter on your cheek, it's so cute. I'm gonna do this side too.
You know what I thought was funny about that?
What?
Like, I love chopped liver. So I feel like, what am I, chopped liver?
And you're like, I'm a delicious meal.
You're a delicious meal. I like you.
You're so cute. Anyways, this highlighter is so beautiful, and it's working for me. It's giving me the vibes that I need. Oh, here's another reason I really love this brush. It's so tapered and it just fits right there. Woo! Let's pop a little bit here. So I'm gonna use this shade here. I'm just gonna use this on the outer part of my lip, and then we're gonna put a nude on the center. This is called Astro, and I'm using a Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage brush. I actually love this brush. And I'm just going to kind of line my lips with this because I do love the shade. I love how cool toned it is. But I'm definitely gonna want something more nude in the middle. So we're basically using this as liner. We're keeping this really retro with a sassy nude lip. I actually love this on the outer part, and then I'm using MAC Bare Bling on the center. It's popping. It's popping, but I am gonna go back with my lip brush, and I'm always gonna blend this together so we don't look like we have crazy lip liner. Okay guys, this is the finished look. I love how this turned out. I feel totally retro. My earrings are from White Fox Boutique, and so is my sweater actually. I'm all White Fox Boutiqued out. I'm so excited that I love this palette Now when I see it all over Instagram, I'll be like, that is a good palette. I'm such a fan. Love the vibes. I hope you guys check it out. I know you won't be disappointed. You guys know I'm like the most honest. I promise. If I'm using it, it's gonna work. You're gonna like it. So definitely check that out. As always, make sure you thumbs up, you subscribe, and love you guys so much. See you next time.